Rolo the dinosaur was sad. His jungle was dry and brown. The leaves had fallen off the trees. Rolo had no one to play with. He felt lonely. He missed the sound of laughter. "Mama, why is our jungle so quiet?" "It hasn't rained in a long time, Rolo. Many animals have left to find a better home." Rolo's mama sighed as she explained the situation. Rolo felt a lump in his throat. He didn't want to leave his home. The forest had always been his sanctuary, a place filled with memories of laughter and play. Every tree, every rock, every sound was a part of him, but he also didn't want to be alone. The thought of staying behind while others moved on filled him with dread. "Mama, do you think we should leave too?" he asked, his voice trembling with uncertainty. Mama looked down at Rolo, knowing it was time for a change. She had seen the signs, the dwindling food, the encroaching dangers. It wasn't just about leaving, it was about survival. "Rolo," she began gently, "sometimes we have to make hard choices for a better future. Maybe you're right. A new home might be good for us. It could mean new adventures, new friends, and a safer place to grow." The idea of a fresh start began to take root in Rolo's mind, mingling with his fears. Rolo's mama knew it was a difficult decision, but perhaps it was for the best. She wrapped her arm around him, offering comfort. "We'll face this together, Rolo. No matter where we go, as long as we're together, we'll be home." The sun set over the jungle, casting a warm glow on their path ahead. Rolo and his mama set off on their journey. They walked for days, crossing rivers and climbing mountains. They saw strange and wonderful creatures along the way. Rolo was tired, but he didn't complain. He knew his mama was strong. He knew she would find them a good home. Despite the challenges, Rolo trusted in his mama's strength and determination. One day they reached the top of a hill. Rolo gasped at the sight before him. The journey had been long and arduous, filled with challenges and obstacles that tested their resolve. But now, standing at the summit, all the hardships seemed worth it. Below them was the most beautiful jungle he had ever seen. The trees were tall and green. Flowers bloomed in every color of the rainbow, and the air was filled with the sound of birdsong. The vibrant colors and the symphony of nature created a mesmerizing scene that took Rolo's breath away. He could see streams of crystal-clear water winding through the forest, reflecting the sunlight like 1,000 tiny diamonds. Rolo had never felt so happy. He knew this was the place they were meant to be. The birds flying overhead seemed to welcome them with their cheerful melodies, and the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze felt like a warm embrace. It was as if the jungle itself was inviting them to stay and make it their home. In that moment, Rolo realized they had finally found their new home, a lush green paradise where they could begin anew. The animals moving gracefully through the dense foliage seemed to acknowledge their presence, as if they too understood the significance of this moment. Rolo felt a deep sense of peace and belonging, knowing that this paradise would provide them with everything they needed to thrive. The journey had led them to a place of beauty and abundance, a sanctuary where they could build a future filled with hope and joy. Rolo rushed down the hill, his tiny feet barely touching the ground as he sped through the lush greenery. He couldn't wait to make some friends. The jungle was alive with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves, and Rolo's heart was full of hope. He saw a group of animals playing by a watering hole. There were zebras splashing in the water, monkeys swinging from the trees, and even a couple of elephants spraying water with their trunks. He ran up to them, his tail wagging excitedly. His eyes sparkled with anticipation as he imagined joining in their fun. "Hello, can I play too?" Rolo asked, his voice filled with excitement and a hint of nervousness. The animals stopped playing and stared at Rolo. Their eyes were wide with surprise and curiosity. They had never seen a dinosaur before. They were a little bit scared. The monkeys stopped swinging, the zebras stopped splashing, and the elephants paused mid-spray. One by one, the animals shook their heads and went back to playing. They whispered among themselves, unsure of what to make of this new creature. Rolo's smile faded. He felt his heart sink. He'd been so excited to make new friends, but now he felt more alone than ever. The jungle, which had seemed so full of promise, now felt like a lonely place. Just when Rolo was about to give up, he saw a giraffe standing alone under a tree. The giraffe looked sad. Rolo slowly walked over to the giraffe. "Hello, my name is Rolo. What's your name?" The giraffe looked up. "Hello, Rolo. My name is Gigi." Rolo smiled. He was so happy to finally have someone to talk to. Rolo and Gigi started spending every day together. They played hide and seek in the tall grass. They splashed each other in the watering hole. Soon the other animals saw how much fun Rolo and Gigi were having. They started to come closer. They joined in the games. They laughed and played together. Rolo was so happy he finally had friends. The jungle was no longer a lonely place. It was filled with the sounds of friendship and laughter. Rolo learned that making friends wasn't always easy, but he also learned that kindness and patience could make all the difference. Rolo finally felt at home. He knew he would never be lonely again. He was surrounded by friends. The jungle was now a happy place for everyone.